So, during SotFest 2026, there was a panel with Mike Tupman and a few other Rare developers. During this panel, they say some pretty interesting stuff about the development of Sea of Thieves, including cut content, future updates, and some miscellaneous stuff. Let's get into it.
So what is something that players consistently ask for, but is harder to implement?
That's a very promising reaction from the person who, head develops the game.
Well,
I was just going to say outfit saving. Technically, it's very difficult. That doesn't mean we're never going to do it. I think that's all I can really say.
I think sometimes as well, when people ask for things like outfit saving, it's always that balance between, we know outfit saving, for example, hits our UI team and they're going to have to focus on that, but at the same time, they're delivering other things for people like custom Cs. So sometimes the difficult thing is the hard choices we have to make.
I don't get how the UI team is the one affecting it, because they already have all the UI components from Captaincy with saving boats.
And when it comes to those decision makers, how do you go through that process? How do you go, which one is prioritised more than another?
Well, I was actually, just to kind of go back and answer that question, I think requests that we've heard right from the very first year, and some of this we've actioned upon, some of it we haven't. You still hear this feedback today, and I totally get it, which is, it's a game about ships and islands, so wouldn't it be nice to have some more ships and islands? And why can't we have a new world region, or can we have new ships to experience and new gameplay on those ships? Adding new worlds and new islands in a way that consistently deliver value for players is hard, because if we make the world any bigger, not only are there performance concerns, but you're also changing the rate of encounter between ships on the server, and that world size is so key to that.
All these examples and the constraints listed are all because of the Xbox One. He said it earlier in an older podcast that the Xbox One is the reason why we don't have boats and we don't have any more map expansions. So I don't know why he's throwing out this really strange situation. And then the example he uses, where if they make the map bigger, it'll make encounters less often. That could easily be fixed with more boats, but yet again, that can't be done because of the Xbox One.
That's not me saying that we're never going to do it.
And we're super intentional with what we do.
This clip isn't taken out of context, he just says that straight after Mike stops his sentence. And I think it's extremely crazy that someone on the dev team is saying this, since a couple updates ago, a curse cannonball that wasn't meant to be in the game got added, and I got no idea how you even managed to fuck that up. And also, not to mention, every update, there's 3 things that break from the other side of the ocean that shouldn't even be affected. Also, we still have mask bug after 3 years still.
The game not being, at its best right now, and one of the things that we want to spend, the next few months doing is making Sea of Thieves be the best version of Sea of Thieves that it can be. And
this is a very funny thing to say after they haven't added anything meaningful to the sandbox in 6 months.
Well, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure we've heard a story about Joe soloing a brig before, which I thought was very commendable. Have you moved up to soloing a galleon yet? Oh, not yet. I remember a lot of people finding him and going, "You're on a brig on your own." That's
Guys, I think I found out who's been making all the Sea of Thieves trailers with all the brain dead players. I think it's the guy on this brigantine. Anyway, after this I start asking questions from the audience.
Okay, I'm back. So, adventures, we can't replay them, we want to. And I know there might be some technical limitations there, but with Safer Seas, you already have private instances, and maybe lore-wise, you could do you go into the Sea of the Damned, and it's memories of the event or something like that.
I've pushed for it in the past. Steve, you pushed on it quite a bit as well. And I know your team has looked into this quite seriously.
Sort of one of the, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but one of the ways we got around being able to have that in for adventures was due to the fact adventures were a limited time thing, which meant that they would only exist for a period of time and then they would go away, which kind of then freed us up technically to add other things.
Yet again, because of the Xbox One causing limitations, they have to can adventures pretty much. Why don't let us drop it? It's affecting the entire game at this point. Surely there's nothing else it affects. Also, he brings up how he's not meant to talk about this, which I think is really funny and also really strange at the same time, because it seems like they're trying to hide the fact the Xbox One is causing all of these limitations.
Hello. My question is about the use of kegs and mega kegs. It's a scary item in the game. A lot of ships do not want to have them on their ship. So I thought, what if we could have another weapon that you can find on an island, place it on your ship, and it's a mortar that you can use to shoot kegs up in the air at other ships.
We did actually prototype that, not in the original prototype, but like in the last couple of years, we prototyped a catapult for a season that we didn't end up doing. But you could load chests, so you could generously, like a t-shirt cannon, you could fire chests to people, which was magical. You could load kegs on it. You could also load multiple players on the catapult and fire them across. It was part of I'll say it, why not? It was part of a planned season around castaways. And there was kind of like these makeshift kind of gadgets that you could use on the ship.
This season honestly sounds really cool, but as we've seen with the canon of raids, they can't really make gadgets. So it's probably best I never did this season.
I have a Hunter's Call question. So is it possible to have a Hunter's Call weekend where the RNG for the Shrouded Ghost maybe gets increased?
We all consider that very thing. And then we just decide, no.
This is also Mike's response to every piece of feedback left on the Insider forums. Except if it's from some lunatic like Tamas or some shit.
Hello. Are there any future plans for Sea Dog's Tavern or potentially opening it up the way that it's open in Custom Seas?
I will say the Sea Dogs Tavern has factored into about 3 different season plans. It's been a captain's clubhouse, it's been a guild's hangout space, it's had lots of plans.
Whoever's the person who's like brainstorming these ideas need to get fired, because they'll come up with 50 ideas, implement whole seasons around them, and then I just don't do them. I've seen with the catapult season and Season 19.
So for the game itself, we've noticed lately in the past few years that the Reapers have gotten a lot of love with the Burning Blade and the Voyages. But would there ever be any plans for stuff for those who like Athena's Fortune and the Pirate Legends? Because to me, they're kind of lacking a bit right now.
I'm just gonna say it. The original plan, and you hear me say that quite a lot, don't you? But the original plan was that Athena's Fortune was going to sail again, and Athena's Fortune would go toe-to-toe with the Burning Blade. The challenge there is doing that in a way that doesn't take away sandbox value because of the performance concerns. The Burning Blade is not only massive in physical size, it's massive in terms of its performance footprint. So doing that justice would take a lot of work, and it wouldn't always end in player value.
So there was meant to be a Burning Blade before Athena, or some sort of variation of it, but they couldn't implement it because of the Xbox One. Could you believe that? That's pretty much all the juicy stuff that's in this 1 hour of content. They bring up the Sea of Thieves movie and how it's not even been written, or they don't have a script or a fucking story for it. There's one part where I think Mike brings up how he's seen people theorizing about the actors that'll be the characters, and then talks about Flameheart and not the fucking Pirate Lord of Jack Black. I just thought that's really funny, since it shows he doesn't listen to the community. Yeah, that's basically it.